Good morning, everyone. There's Henry. We're out on our walk. We've got a big foggy morning this morning. This is the field that I enter from. The neighborhood is back that way, or at least my side of it. And here we are. It is actually a really lovely Friday morning. It's foggy because it's warm and moist. And yeah, the ground temperature is colder than the air, blah, blah, blah. I got jerked by the dog there. And it is almost daylight because, morning of a day that I'm not going into work. So, I filmed one of these the other morning when I had a quote day off. I'm doing my little quotes there. I'm doing air quotes that you can't see right now. Because days off, I'm not really off. I'm just not at work. I wind up doing a lot of other things. I catch up on readings, catch up with client stuff, clean the house. I don't know. I seem to be catching up on a lot of things, then I don't write them all down. I don't remember what it was that I was doing. I just kind of try to keep up at the moment. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now. There's a park ranger. I'm always glad to see them around. So I filmed one of these the other morning when I was really having a rough day. I hope I'll get that one loaded up. I had some interesting thoughts to share there. And of course I have some interesting thoughts to share this morning as well. I'm gonna be all up in the ranger's business here. He's right there. I think maybe it's a she. It is an individual with longer hair who could be female presenting. That's the truth. Or not be female presenting. There we go. So, yesterday we had an interesting thing happen. So we've had, in our practice at work, we've had two women who have been pregnant over the last several months. And both of these women are due on the 13th of December, which happens to be my birthday. They are our only two pregnant patients. And both have been due on my birthday for several months now, obviously. And since I started working there is when they started coming in and saying that they were hoping for some treatment because, the symptoms of pregnancy can be really rough on the body and the joints. So with one of the two patients, we noticed pretty early on that both of us had this kind of gut feeling that there wasn't a baby in there. And so honestly, we both kind of wondered initially if maybe the patient was, about to miscarry or potentially fabricating the pregnancy. There's a little... I always think of that as a Thurzaz tree, but it kind of is almost the reverse rhido, I'm realizing. That's so interesting. I think it depends on which angle I come at it from, but pretty cool, right? For the rune nerds, right? Let's see, this is where I'm always finding, there's a Yera that I'm always finding, because it's always there, it's a tree roots. Yeah, so at any rate, this has been going on for months, and the gut feeling of something's wrong, or that the baby might not make it to term, has been there every time this patient comes in, and she comes in once a week, and this has been going on for a long time. At a certain point, when the patient is coming in, they're clearly getting bigger, the hormones are working, the baby is growing, you feel the baby kick, The doctors are saying everything's going well. The baby's huge. They can tell what sex it is. They're all the things that you can do now with modern technology, right? You just kind of give up and you think, I don't know where that's coming from, but whatever. And you dismiss it and you leave it. Well, the baby, she went into labor last week and we never heard anything back. And normally our moms will call us. So there were a few women getting ready to deliver when I first started working there. And of course they called us or texted or something within 24 hours of the birth to let us know. Because we have a birth doula that also works in the office or out of our office. As well as a dad. We've got the whole span there. So we didn't hear anything back from this patient, and we wondered what was going on. And finally we found out because another patient that we see is one of her best friends and came in and told us, that she was there for an appointment anyway, but said that the baby had nearly died and he had flatlined multiple times since birth and had spent the last week in the NICU. We actually have and treat a NICU nurse who is working there, and we saw her yesterday too. It's a small world. It's a very small world. The NICU nurse doesn't know the other patients, of course. We can't tell her who the patient is or what the baby's name is. But we knew then too when that patient came in afterwards, immediately afterwards. And she said she was talking about how stressful it had been at work and how many babies they'd nearly lost that had nearly not made it through the week. And, we're there to help treat her for not just the physical demands of her job, but also stress. That's a different technique that the doc uses. It's called neuroemotive technique, NET. When you get phantom pain in your body and you don't know where it's coming from or why it's there. But it's really intense or it stops your daily activities. A lot of times it's emotion or trauma that's stuck in the body. Just an FYI. So she came in and told us about the stress, and there'd been this one baby that was like the biggest baby in the whole place, weighed a little over 9 pounds, and had to be helicoptered in. We knew it was our patient's baby because of what we just heard. So we got the story from two perspectives. And then eventually the mom got in touch with us yesterday, the actual patient, to say, I'm really sorry I can't make it to my appointment with the baby tomorrow because, this has all been going on. So it would seem, according to the mother, that this baby is out of danger at present and has decided to embody fully. But I have to say, until I knew that for sure, because I'd heard it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, the only person who's actually physically there with the baby, and the first time we'd actually heard from the mom, I really spent a large portion of the afternoon yesterday really questioning, why the fuck would, why would you know those things? Why would you feel that issue, that problem, that potential, in such a delicate circumstance, as a person who's intuitive or psychic or whatever, or as a medium? Why would that be, why would that be a thing? It's a terrible burden at moments because you're looking at a woman who's excited because, and there's our cypress grove this morning in the fog. You're looking at a woman who's young and excited about having a baby. The baby seems healthy. The doctors are all saying the baby is healthy. And every time you look at the woman when she comes in, even if it's not like the most conscious thought that you're having, as these things often are not, as we know, you're still there sort of going, what? Something's wrong. Something's wrong with this baby, or something's wrong with this, this little soul that wants to come in is not sure that it wants to come in, This little soul that's coming in has a lot of hesitation about this. We're doing a lot of kicking around here. Hi, good morning. So just gathering my thoughts there. That was a walker that came by and said hello. But yeah, it really messed with me yesterday. It messed with me for a while. So I just sat with it. I had a long break because simultaneously we were, so the doc was at her doctor, her Western doctor, because we were trying to eliminate the possibility of her having a health problem that could have been very serious. So there was all of that going on yesterday. And it could have been like a deadly serious situation. We weren't sure. And it turned out fine. It turned out fine. Everything turned out fine, frankly, is so far. Everything's okay. But it was just a little moment of, oh my God, what's going to happen here? What I realized, or what I started to realize yesterday morning in the midst of all of this, was it comes back to Buddhist thought, really. It comes back to the point of being a Buddhist and of meditation, which is the intent, the desire to see and understand the world as it actually is, rather than as we see it with an opinion or an idea. Kind of a big concept, right? And what started to happen with this particular patient is, I don't want my own ideas or thoughts to cloud the reality that I'm seeing in front of me. I work really hard, in fact, to overcome those so that I can see things as close to the possible full reality in which they exist. Which, of course, in a human body, that's not, it's going to be really limited. Because being in a human body means we're going to have a perspective. It just does. We're going to have an ego because we need one to survive. And we're going to have a perspective because, again, we're consciousness located in a specific point in space-time reality, in a very highly specific experience, right? At the moment, it's one that's walking through a park where there's some construction going on. And I'm realizing, so there's a lot of water under the land here. They're trying to work with that, right? The spirits and beings that inhabit this land, where I feel like they're quite plentiful, are not really very happy at the moment. There's been so much disruption. They've not been angry about it so much as just really up in arms and frustrated and trying to cope with all of the shifts and changes. But those are, again, how would I know that? Well, there's a reality happening right there. Right there, buddy. You get the point, right? Oh no, thank you, Henry. Now mommy's gonna struggle to find that and pick it up. Oh Lord. And I know I have poop bags in here somewhere. No. This is life, y'all. deep thoughts and simultaneous dog poop. What could be more, what could be better than that? I don't know. Sorry about the crinkles, I'm so loud. Somebody feels a lot better. So Dee Dee, there is the Council of Trees over there, and this is where he appropriately left his offering to answer that question. It's right here, thankfully not within the circle. I'm not gonna make you watch me find and dig for this poop. It's in here somewhere. Here it is. It's where the leaves get heavy. Oh my, somebody had a lot to offer. Somebody made quite an offering. All right, hold tight, y'all. Andy, you had a lot to offer today. I need both hands for this. I really do. Sorry, guys.